Hey, it's Alex from PCGamesN. I'm here with Matt.
Hi there.
And he has played Resident Evil 2 Remake, and he's going to let us know what he thinks about it. So, Matt, let us know what you thought about it.
Right. Well, I mean, it's amazing, basically. Yep. It has been one of my stars of the show.
Okay.
The important thing is like, it's in the clue is in the title. It's called Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yes.
That's very, very different to a HD remaster. We've seen loads of remastered games, right? Mm-hmm. Those games are just the old game that you played. It's the same sort of code running underneath, but they put like a HD set of textures on the top.
Yeah.
They might kind of like had nicer lighting and stuff like that. That's not what Resident Evil 2 is. Resident Evil 2 is the game that you won't remember from 1998, because I'm afraid you'd be too young, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was 5.
You small child, you. Whereas
Wow,
I remember
savage.
Resident Evil 2 as being one of the most terrifying games that you could play on the PlayStation 1. And yeah, so it's that, but it has been completely remade in the Resident Evil 7 engine. Now, if any of you guys have played Resi 7...
Yeah, I thought I could see some kind of similarities.
Yeah.
I've seen some comparison shots between the first one and this one.
So Resi 7 it's got kind of like a more grounded, kind of grisly aesthetic.
Yes.
And you get that completely in this Resi 2 remake. It is... I'm going to go out there and say I think it's the grisliest that I've ever seen a Resi, and I've only seen the opening 20 minutes of it. Right. It's foul. It's kind of like, you know, there's a moment in Resident Evil 7 where you put like your hand down a man's throat.
Yes. And
it's kind of really grim and awful. Like, there's elements of that to it. So you're playing as Leon. It's your first day on the job at Raccoon City Police Department. You know, this zombie kind of contagion has broken out, and you're in Raccoon City Police Department, and everything's going wrong. You know, all the doors are locked down. So it's got that pace of the original. It is exactly what you remember of the original, just done from over-the-shoulder perspective. Okay. So it kind of plays out a bit like Resident Evil 4.
Right.
And you're going around kind of the department. It's got, if any of you remember those early sort of moments in the game, it's the medallion kind of puzzle to get the secret entrance to open.
Okay.
So you can get out of the police department. But as you're walking around, obviously your first zombies turn up, which are your former police colleagues.
Right.
In the police uniform and stuff like that. But when you're using the pistol, you'll shoot into the zombies, and chunks of flesh come out of them, followed by like spurts of blood. It's really grim, and so like if you get a few headshots in, the face deformation it's gross. It is horrendously grim. You get the same like when you pull the knife out and you can do the knife attacks, you're just slashing them apart. It's really, really
that sounds
horrible.
Really quite
there's a
gross.
moment where you find like one guy sort of slumped in one of the corridors in the police department, and he's got like a cut kind of here, like along the edge of his face. And, well, you grab him by the top of the head to kind of move him, and it all falls apart. The viscera is all coming, you know.
That's really gross.
Because obviously it's all sort of like, you know, in high-def textures now. You can see all the muscle sort of sinew. It is grim. But yeah, aside from that, it's exactly the game that you remember from 1998, but it looks amazing and it plays great.
Oh, good.
So yeah, essentially, if you loved it back in the day, I mean, it's not just like, oh, it's as good as you remembered. It's just better than you remember, because what you remember is still like really low poly count and stuff like that. I can imagine for Capcom it's been an amazing experience, because they get to make a game like probably how they originally imagined it all those years ago, but they had to do it in old style graphics. Yeah. And if you've never played Resi 2 before,
which I haven't,
it's now absolutely the time to play it. It's
I definitely am going to pick it up. I think
it's one of the best survival horror games ever made. It's great to go back to that style, because even though it's over the shoulder camera, it is the pacing and the puzzles and the way that those games used to be made, and it feels as timeless today. I mean, at least from the first 20 minutes, as timeless as it ever did. So
That's
yeah,
good. I'm glad.
It's going to be great. It comes out in January.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so not too long to wait.
I'm definitely going to be picking it up. So let us know if you're excited for the Resident Evil 2 remake in the comments below, and if you did like today's video, please make sure you like and subscribe to PCGamesN, and keep checking back to the channel for more videos about E3 2018. Bye!